should be working now. Okay. Looks like we're live on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, YouTube, and of course, InstaChacha. Wait, I said Instagram. I said it twice. I said LinkedIn. There we go. LinkedIn. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a Sunday Seshy of Highly Motivated. This is the community get-together. This is the digital smoke session. That's what it is. Look, we used to be able to get together in the past in person, but life keeps people apart. Responsibilities and bills and family and kids and you name it. It keeps people busy. Jobs. This is actually the last day I'm probably going to be in the home studio for like the next week. It's going to be absolutely psychotic. I say that because there's so much coming, so much happening. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for the week ahead because this is going to be an exciting week. The week ahead is going to be full of energy, full of positive forward momentum. So today was weird. The whole weekend has been kind of strange for me because I don't know how to relax. Like all last week I've been going nonstop. I've been visiting so many different cities here in Florida and just promoting and working and pumping and just really pushing myself to the limit a bit. So come the weekend, I was planning to try to relax, but it's so hot. It's so hot. Just breaking up some weed. I like to break up weed with my hands. I don't like to use a grinder because I like my cannabis to be a certain size. Like when I'm breaking it down, I like for it to be a certain size. What we're going to do, I'm going to break up enough to pack my venti, which I got from Stores and Bickle. Great deal I got from Christian Lazardi and Goldflower Cannabis. Goldflower Cannabis and Christian Lazardi over at Stores and Bickle. They got me a great deal. I mean, I still had to pay some out of my pocket, but that's okay because the deal was still absolutely incredible. So I've got myself a venti. The venti is a flower vaporizer. You put dry herb into it and it pulls the oils out at low temperature. You can set it at higher temps, but it pulls it out at low temps so that your body assimilates it and absorbs it without burning everything off in high heat. So when you light it with a lighter, do I have a lighter today? I think I do. When you use a lighter, that's butane contamination. And not just that, that high heat that you're burning the cannabis, you can really only get a hit or two. So with the venti, I can get a lot more out of it. Actually, I'm going to roll it and I'm going to pack the venti. So I took the top off and turn it to like a 90-degree angle. The bowl is not very big. And I like putting it in a little chunky. A little chunky means you're still going to get some really nice airflow. The airflow helps. Like if you got a decent airflow in your pipe, it's going to burn everything up nicely. Or not burn it. It's going to very light heat decarboxylate everything. So back my venti, you see, not messy I am. Not very much in there. I mean, it's a small bowl, very, very, very small bowl with the double banana fuel from Ideal at Goldflower Cannabis. So you put this on 90-degree angle and you just turn. That's it. So this is packed and it's ready to go. I wonder if I have enough for a joint. Let me see. I've been breaking some up here. So welcome everybody. Sunday Smoke Sesh. Highly motivated with the Oregonji. But remember, you're all Oregonjis. Every single one of you. It's not just me, it's you as well. So I told you this is going to be an exciting week. Saturday. So just to let you know, this Friday, October 3rd, we're doing a big giveaway. We are doing an enormous giveaway. But even bigger the next day, October 4th, Saturday, we're doing a grand opening in Lakeland, Florida, Goldflower Cannabis. Goldflower Cannabis, a medical cannabis provider here in the state of Florida, is opening. It's already open. The location is open now, but the grand opening is happening Saturday, October 4th. That's this next Saturday. So 6 days away, not even a week, 6 days away. It's going to be an incredible party. There's Randy Lanier is going to be there. Randy Lanier, Randy the man, Randy the race car driver. Absolutely awesome dude. He's going to be there, as well as Stores and Bickle. Christian Lazardi, the representative from Stores and Bickle, he will be there. I understand that they're going to be raffling off a venti. So a venti might be, not might be, I think it's going to be raffled off during the grand opening. So get to the grand opening, get into the drawing. If you want a venti just like me, get to the grand opening, Goldflower Cannabis, Lakeland, Florida, Saturday, October 4th, from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Okay, I'm glad I told you that because it's going to be a party. And I'm already super duper excited, like crazy excited. Okay, so we packed the venti, and probably gonna take one of these. These are the Space Coast live rosin gummies. Excellent, like excellent. You know, what am I talking? Look, I don't know which ones these are. I can't read the tiny writing. The print is so small, I can't read anything. These might be the grapefruit, but I'm not a grapefruit person, but these were really good. 10 milligrams, colorless. Look at that, no color, and not caked in sugar. You see that? So no color and no caking in sugar. And these are made with pectin. Pectin breaks down and gets into the bloodstream very quickly. Mm. Mm. All right, only one for now. That is a grapefruit. I'm not a grapefruit guy, but they're good. Every flavor they've come out with, I've really been impressed. Okay. So I packed that. Let's roll a joint. I'm using a $5 bill, but normally, I use a bill. The reason I like to use a bill, let me just give it an extra straightening. Okay. See how it's kind of holding its own? It's not too soft. Okay. The reason I like to do that is because I can't roll freehand. I need to create a medium to roll with. So this is what I call the boat. You see how I've made just a boat with the bill. Okay. Mm. And the boat, that was a really good gummy. That was grapefruit. I'm like, that was really good. That was grapefruit. The boat is when I take my bud and I break up the bud where it's a little chunky. I don't like it dusty. I don't like it, too loose. I like my bud. Look, you see that? That's chunky. Mm. You see that bud right there? That is chunky. Look at that. It's got beautiful purples in there. Oh, shit. Everything's falling out. Okay. So anyways, I like I like my buds chunky and spunky. Let me see. I'm sick like this. Straight gangsta Mac. Sometimes I get ridiculous. Um, we need a little digital underground. Actually, maybe we need a little music. Let me see if I can get the music working. Sometimes the music works. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Seems like we got something going. So anyways, I boat. I put my weed in the boat, and you see, I just pinch it closed. You see, I'm pinching it closed, and then I'm just gonna go up. So here, I'm just to my thumbs. You see my thumbs? My thumbs, and I just go up. I just went up. That's it. And now I roll it back a little bit. I open it up, and you'll see that it already has, it already looks like a roll. So I take my paper with the sticky side or the gum side on top facing me. Put it at the back of the bill, and then I just roll up. Now, these papers are the Blazy Susans. These are the purple Blazy Susans. And I find that they roll great, like every time without me even having to try. So I'm not licking the bill, I'm licking the paper. Okay? And you want to give a quick lick. You don't want to make it too wet. You make it too wet and nothing's going to stick. Now, I like the longer papers so that I can twisty my ends. Right? I like to do a little twisty. And here we go. There we go. I do a little twisty, and then I shake it. You know why I shake it? Just a little bit. You don't want to shake too much, because now you're taking out all the air pockets, and you're just kind of moving everything down into a comfortable place. Let me see. Dustin, welcome. Highly motivated. If you've never been to the show before, Dustin, I scream out everybody's name when I see it. Why? Because I'm introducing you to all the different networks and all the different people. Because we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, YouTube, and on this camera, Instagram. Two different realities. So, okay, I give a little twisty, and I call it my candy wrapper. There we go. That's my candy wrapper. But then I take out my ceremonial Temu shitty cheap knife. So this is my cheap Temu knife. And we're just gonna cut off the ends. So I just give a little samurai chop and samurai chop. Ha! Let's put this back. Ooh, that's a sharp knife. It may be a knife, but it is super sharp. It might be cheap, but it is sharp. Sharpie sharps. Okay, so we're one gummy in. Let's go ahead and we'll start with the venti. So easy. You see this button on the side? Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Once it turns green, it's ready. Here's the mouthpiece. You just got to swivel it out. The day I unboxed this, I broke the mouthpiece off, pop back on. So Dustin says, I like chunky buds and I cannot lie. You know something, that's exactly how it is. I do like chunky buds and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a chunky bud gets in your face, oh, you get sprung. The first 3 hits are the most important. Wow, that's tasty. I've got to find out what I'm smoking. I can't read the writing. You don't have to see smoke. It's not about seeing smoke. Really, it's more about the taste. Exotic Alchemy! Welcome! Highly motivated. Exotic Alchemy is over here on the Instagram. By the way, the Instagram, my handle is O420X. Would have been just 0420, but somebody else had that. I don't know who the hell would have that. But whoever has that, they're 0420. Again, no smoke yet, but it tastes great. Those first 3 hits from a flower vaporizer, so important because you're getting those base acidic cannabinoids and you're getting all that terp, all that aroma, all that flavor without butane contamination, without high heat. All right, now we're breaking it down a bit. Now there's a little bit of smoke, but it still tastes great. That's a lot of smoke. A lot more than I anticipated. Oh, shit, I almost keep knocking over my drink. Ooh, I should drink this one first. Okay. Exotic Alchemy's over here. Highly motivated, as always, highly entertaining. Wouldn't miss it. So for anybody who's new, if you're ever new, let me explain. Highly Motivated is not just a show. It's a community get-together. A community, energy, building, authenticity, kindness, you name it. No expectations. No set conversations. I do have a lot to talk about tonight, but nothing set in stone. Because as we chit-chat, as we talk, as we evolve here on the show, the conversation's about anything and everything. Most nights, I sit here and start complaining how hot this room is. So tonight, as always, we hotbox the hotbox. And this, every time, it's like I get in here and it starts. Like it feels cool in here. And then it's like deceiving me. It's tricking me. It's the light. It's got to be the light. That nuclear powered light. I got this. Look, my ring light broke. So instead of the ring light, I had to search for another tabletop lamp. And this one came out of my 1952 Spartan Deluxe. That's if a tank and a travel, it doesn't overheat it. It still tastes great. I'm still puffing on it. 180 degrees. So very light decarbox. So if a travel trailer and a tank had a baby, it would be the 1952 Spartan. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, we've gutted the whole inside And actually, the chair I am sitting on right now came out of the Spartan. It's a comfy chair. This is from 1952, and it's still good. It's still strong. The last two chairs I broke. I move around a lot. There's a lot of energy that happens during the show, and a lot of stuff. That's still pretty good. I'm so hot. It's ridiculous. Oh, I do need that. So now tonight we do have a few micro topics. I'm just going to throw them out there. I already let you know about the big giveaway, Friday, October 3rd, the night before the grand opening in Lakeland, Florida, of Goldflower Cannabis, a medical cannabis provider here in the state of Florida. I actually, I'm sweating that much. Look, it's like, do you see me? Look at this. I'm glistening with sweat. Wow. That's when you know the room is hot. I'm like schwitzing in here. It's like a sauna and a podcast. So we're podcasting, we're sauna, we're doing a little sauna, a little schwitz, a little smoke, a bong and a blunt. When I start coughing from it, that to me tells me it's starting to get a little spent. But I look at it like this: if it still tastes good, I'm going to still keep smoking it. If it still tastes good, why not? Look, if you're hitting a pipe, so here's my little grav, my little grav pipe. Okay. So if you're hitting a pipe, look inside. Do you see that? Do you see how burnt that looks? Do you see how charred and resinous and dirty that looks? Oh, is that broken? Shit, it might be broken. So, so when you hit a pipe, I'm leaving it on to see how long I can just kind of walk away from it and have it still be on. And it's, you know, it's Bluetooth. What does it do Bluetooth? I'll have to find out. I bet you this hooks up to my phone through an app. Do you see how long of a session I'm having with this? Oh, they're coming. Dustin, they are coming. I can't say when, but in the next 3 months, I think they're opening like 5 locations. And then next year, they're opening like 10 locations. And I've mentioned the Panhandle many times. I have mentioned the Panhandle many, many times. So, Dustin, where in the Panhandle are you? Look, I love the Panhandle. The Panhandle is underserviced. It really is, but it's underserviced by everybody. You know, the Panhandle is just so far away. I mean, I know it's Florida, but it doesn't feel like Florida. It really doesn't. You go out to the Panhandle, Pensacola, Panama City, Destin. You go out to these places, it doesn't feel like Panhandle. It doesn't feel like Florida. It feels more like Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana in some places. But it doesn't feel, it's still on. I forgot to turn it off. Wait, I'm gonna try it again. Definitely still more spent now. All right, I'm gonna turn it off. It didn't taste bad. If it doesn't taste bad, I'm gonna keep smoking it. But let's take a look at it. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Okay. You see how brown that is? That's a big difference, isn't it? So all the oils, all the goodness, all the gorgeousness has been vaporized out of the flower. No butane contamination, no high heat, low decarbox, possibly even getting acidics. Can you still use the flower? Yes. It's dry, like it's super dry. Like it's dry. It is definitely cashed. But you see, look how easy that was. Look, that was so easy. That's cleaning. I don't use devices. I'm lazy. I just pound it on I beat the living snot out of this thing and it keeps working. Of course, granted, I just got it. I'm beating it. All right, so I put everything away. 90-degree turn back on. There you go. The venti is off, it's clean, and it's ready to be packed with more weed. How many is it ready to be packed? I tell you what, let's pack it. I'm gonna light up the Hisnucci, and tonight we might use the Puffco Proxy to do a little bit of the ideal live rosin. The live rosin from OD. I can't. Goldflower cannabis. This is live rosin in a syringe. And this could be eaten. This can be smoked. It can be vaped. You can do anything with this stuff. It is incredible. Now, I just said that about the live rosin. But then when you get to RSO Plus, so RSO Plus, Goldflower Cannabis, RSO Plus, it's a sativa RSO. You can't smoke this. You can eat it. You can bake it. You can put it raw right on the underside of your tongue. That's where it's going to get absorbed quickly into the bloodstream. But RSO Plus from Goldflower Cannabis is a sativa. Not many RSOs are a sativa. And I got to tell you, I was pretty excited about that. I've got like 2. I've got 3. And this is live rosin. So this we're going to smoke tonight. Maybe. We'll see if we get to it. I've got Dr. THC. Dr. THC. Welcome to Highly Motivated. Welcome to the show. Everybody, Dr. THC. .net. Was it drthc.net now? Oh, and I see Canna Jews and Friends. Canna Jews and Friends. Welcome. Highly Motivated. Welcome to the show. Shalom. I'm like, shalom. Welcome, one and all. Dr. THC, what's up? You know, you're going to have to come on to the show sometime. You're definitely going to have to come onto the show and talk about what you're doing and what you're into. So y'all check that out, drthc.net. Is that right? drthc.net. So if you need, are you still doing cannabis cards? Talk to me. Tell me what you're doing. I'm like, talk to me. Tell me what you're doing. Y'all, here on Highly Motivated, you never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to be here. And that's the greatest thing about the show. No patience. You know, it is what it is. It'll become what it's going to become. But that's the easiness of this community. We're all welcoming. We're all part of it. We're all excited to talk and to smoke. Let me see. We need to catch up. 100%. I've got a Goldflower coming into your direction. Goldflower has been just amazing. Listen, I help promote for Goldflower Cannabis. And the reason I do it, though, is because they're organic, because they're hand-trimmed, because they're living soil. That's an amazing smoke. So anyways, I just packed the venti. You see how easy that was? You see how easy that was? I packed it with some new stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Very quick. Close it up. But before we go that route, I'm going to go ahead and sparky what I just rolled on the show. Usually I look for the smaller end. Here we go. And the reason I twist it and when I cut it, look at it. So when you get it like this, where am I going? Here we go. So that almost acts like a filter. You see this? It almost acts like a filter. I don't put a filter on my joints. But what I do is a little twisty. Let me see. So you're close to Chipley. Okay. Let me see. I don't write prescriptions. I recommend products based on individual needs. Ooh, that is the future of healthcare. You know that? Well, obviously you know that. That's what you're doing. drthc.net. Check it out. Fantastic THC doctor. Not writing scripts, but instead recommending based on your individual needs. That's the future of medicine right there. Future of medicine, future of cannabis is going to be individualized healthcare, individualized terpenes and flavonoids and profiles and strains. Like me with THCV, regulating the insulin levels in my body, also directly connecting to my pain centers. THCV, I'm not so hungry. THC, I'm going to eat everything. THCV, it regulates my hunger. So individualized cannabis for the individual. That's the future of cannabis right there. That's the future of medical cannabis. Anyways, drthc.net. Go. There you go. Let me see, you got to go, but I wanted to jump on and say hi. Hey, say hi anytime. Say hi, stay high. That's how we do it here on Highly Motivated. What an exciting night. Fantastic. So again, everybody, go check out drthc.net. The future of cannabis, medical cannabis, really. Cannabis, medical cannabis. The future of it is individualized recommendations, individualized strains, terpenes, flavors. The terpenes, taste and smells, is what activates the set of CB1 receptors. And then, of course, that activates all the other receptors in the body. Very exciting. Gavin, welcome to the show. Everybody, we got Gavin. Welcome to Highly Motivated. It's good to have you here on the Twitch. Gavin's on the Twitch. Gavin, I'm letting the Insta Cha-Cha people know where you're at, where you're from. Excellent. I'm a little tonight. I took a gummy. I took a live rosin chew from Goldflower. So good. So good. Tasted great. And then we're one proc smoke in. Of course, I did have a joint before the show started. Okay, let me just get out my espresso. I'm not drinking it for energy because I already have tons of energy. But definitely, we got to jump on the show together, and you got to give me all the details, all right? Excellent. Send me a DM. Let's get that worked out. You're super awesome. It's good to talk to you. But, I don't drink espressos for the caffeine. I don't need caffeine. Actually, if nothing, it calms me down a little bit. So, why are you drinking espresso? You'll blow up and go through the roof. No. Espressos kind of calm me down, and I drink them more for flavor. And this one specifically tastes fantastic. Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Let me see. How's our connection? Looks like we are live. Danny! Everybody welcome. Chicago Danny. Highly Motivated. What a fantastic show tonight. It is good to have you here, Danny. Yalla. Look, we had the Canna Jews and friends on here. Dr. THC, you're over here. Yalla. That reminds me of my mother. That's all I ever heard. Let me see. Gavin's here. Everybody, we got Christopher Sterl over here. Christopher, welcome. Highly Motivated. Good to have you on the show, sir. Your vid is a little blurry today, but the audio is okay. One sec. Hey, Ange? Ange? Can you hear me? Probably not. Can you hear me? Are you watching the second TV? Are you watching the second TV? The two TVs. Are both TVs connected? I'm having a bad connection. No, I'm sorry, thank you. Okay, so hopefully that clears things up. So Christopher is letting me know the video is blurry on YouTube. If it's blurry for any other network, please let us know. I'm working on a very limited internet connection over here. I'm working on a super, wow, it's so hot in here. Oh, I feel like I'm schwitzing. It's like a sauna. Danny, this is a sauna and a podcast. But thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us through the technical difficulties that we might be having. Thank you, Christopher. And Chris, let me know if that cleared anything up. And if it didn't, I'll just tell her to turn the TV back on. There's multiple TVs. Like in one room, they've got two TVs and a video game system. And each thing is connected to the internet. So that's three connections plus the phones. So that's 3 connections plus 2 phones, for some reason, not on their mobile connection, but on the house connection. So that's 5 connections. And then these 2 over here, that's 7 connections. Holy shit. That's not even telling maybe my extended routers. That could be 8, 9, 10, 11 connections in the house. That's a lot. It's a lot. Let me see. Insta is clear. Thank you, Danny. Let me see. Walking the dog walker with you. All right. Let me see. Hey, Oren and people, your vid. Let me see. The vid is clearing up now. Looking good. So that must have done it. Thank you, Angie. Thank you so much. Lots of hugs and kisses to you. Thank you. Okay. See, we cleared it up. We worked together. Ange was my technical, my internet technician just now. She got out there and she kicked the router a few times and she's like, it looks like it's working. Thank you though again. Appreciate the sacrifice. The sacrifice. Because when I have a show, she's down to one TV. But one TV is shared with kids, with kid programming, because Ange likes to watch really old stuff. Like, people are pretty much dead. Like gardening shows. Like, I like gardening, but I cannot watch a show about gardening. I just can't do it. I can't do it. She also watches a lot of history. I love history. Love history. It just so happens the person in her history show is, and when they breached the wall. Oh my God, just tell me what's going on. I need to see fighting. Like, I like to see history and reenactments. So I don't just like to see history or hear about it. I like to see it happening. I like to see the battles and the wars. I like to see it, like, the energy of it. It's really tough though when you've got like an old person who digs shit up. I was gonna be like a great not an architect. Oh, I can't. It's just, it completely left my brain. Anyways, one of these old cats that are into digging up old shit, they're not very exciting. And they don't talk in very exciting ways, which turns me off from history. I don't want to learn about it from somebody who's going to put me to sleep. It's like watching golf. My dad can watch golf. I start watching golf, and I'm like this. I doze off. I'm like, what happened? What happened? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Don't worry. You never miss anything. When it comes to golf, you've missed nothing. Okay, let me get the Sparky. Oh, this is funky. What is this? This is super funky. This might be the one that Troy was telling me about. Double banana fuel. Okay, so it's the double banana fuel. It might be the, not the, Cherry Paloma. So it might be the Cherry Paloma double banana fuel. That is funky. So funky, I'm drooling. Wait, what are the percentages here? Not that it matters. Remember, high THC means nothing. High terpenes, high flavonoids, that means everything. Everything. But high THC, look, it's just glue. The THC is the bonding agent for all the other cannabinoids in the body. Okay, so this is sitting at 30.9. 30.9. So almost 31% THC. It's strong. It's a lot of glue. And the terps, 3.4? No. It says 3%. 3% terps at 31, almost 31% THC. That gets me excited. Back in the day when we used to get weed, like our brick weed, our Reggie weed, you know what was crazy about that? It didn't have high terps, didn't have high smell or taste. Everything smelled very skunky back then. I miss some of that. Cheesy and skunky. Good, delicious stuff, but didn't have a high flavor or a high initial aroma type thing, other than the skunkiness and the pine. This is like a stink bug and an orange, tangerine, like the peel of an orange, but delicious. Not like a bad stink bug, a good one. So back in the day when we used to get our cannabis, you know, we were lucky if our terpenes hit 1%, but they didn't. Usually it was like 0.9 at most. So to have something at 3% and almost 31% THC, yo, that's a yum. So it's good glue for the other cannabinoids and high flavor. high terp to activate the CB1 receptors, which in turn will activate the CB2, which in turn will activate the orphan receptors, which don't have a name yet, but they should, the CB3. So we're a gummy and a vape in, now a joint, now a little Toki Tokels. I like a good joint. I like the smoke. I'm not breathing great lately, and that could be because of stress. It could be because of allergens or pollen in the air. Maybe I need to take a little break from smoky smoke to get the lungs back. But I'll tell you, I feel better today because I did a little dropper of the oil of oregano. Not essential oil, because that shit can kill you, but oil of oregano. 3 droplets on my tongue. Burn like fire. The only way to get it away is to drink a little bit of soda, because the soda dissipates the oil of the oregano. I mean, you still taste it for hours. I still taste it. Lightsy, welcome. Highly motivated. Welcome to the show. Lightsy's over here on the Instachachis. The Instachachis is like a universe of its own because they have a 4-second delay. And I believe I look better on Instagram. No, I don't. Tonight, lots of micro topics, lots of great stuff to talk about. I mean, I already told you next Saturday, October 4th, Lakeland, Florida, grand opening, big discounts, first 100 people, goodie bags, things like that. It's going to be excellent. I already told you about that. And then I told you Friday night, we're going to be doing our Friday night episode, and we're going to do a big giveaway. So next Friday, we're doing a huge giveaway. We're going to be giving away, check it out. We're giving away, the re-giveaway for the hat. So the Oregonji, one of one. Okay, that's my logo. Boom, 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 boom. But you're all Oregonjis. It's not just me, it's all of you. So we're giving away the hat. We're going to give away some tea. We're giving away oh shit, now I'm knocking everything down. We're going to be giving away the smallest Sherlock ever. The smallest Sherlock. Okay, so we're giving that away. We're giving away the hat. That's what we're doing. I'm like, wait, where did I drop it? I dropped tea somewhere? What's going on? Okay. Every time I hit this, I'm like, wow. Like, the flavor hits you like a freight train. That's how amazing this is. Cherry Paloma, which has already got a funk to it, like super funk, like super double funk. And then the double banana fuel mixed with that. Oh, this is nice. So don't forget, Friday night, the night before the Lakeland opening, here on the show. I'm not going to be here probably. I'll be somewhere else. But here on the show, we're giving away the hats, the pipe, and a bunch of other shit that I can come up with throughout the week. Big giveaway this Friday, the night before the grand opening. Okay, so I told everybody about that. Everyone have an excellent high night. Well, thank you, Dustin. Is the mini Sherlock a regular bowl for flour? It is. Look at this. It's a one-hitter. So, wait, look at that. So, it's a one-hitter. You see that? Oh, so it is a bowl for flour. It is an incredibly, look, you get, it's smaller than my finger. Smaller than my finger. Look at that. For size comparison, look at that. It's the tiniest. I know, it is the cutest thing, isn't it? So, so Friday night, we're going to be giving that away. Okay. Wow. So Friday night, we're going to be giving that away. And then the next day, we got the big grand opening. So we've talked about that. I've been talking about Gold Flower and their incredible deals. $10 eighths, $10 RSO Plus. I got 2 of these for $20. 2 for 20. And then tonight, I want to smoke live rosin for my deal in the Puffco Proxy. Actually, I'm going to put that right over there to remind me. So I want to smoke that out of the Puffco Proxy because I'm told it smokes beautifully. And remember, live rosin, they take the plant, they wash it, bubble hash, ice, they give it an ice water bath. And then when the water turns beautiful pink, they take out the bud, they squeeze it out, they put it to the side, because it could obviously be used for other things, not smoke. I mean, you could smoke it, but don't smoke it. Why? All the good shit's gone. So, but most companies, if they take bubble ice wash water, I can't. What? So, they take that and like think blonde hash, blonde beautiful hash, which would be going through multiple different micron bags. So they pour that water through multiple micron bags, and what you're left with is hash. So they collect that, they age it, they freeze dry, then age, then press it. Holy shit. And what you're left with is a partially decarboxylated, beautiful cannabis oil that has got flavor, that has been aged. Wow. And so far, really, nobody does it better than Gold Flower. So don't forget, everybody show up Friday for the big giveaway. All right, now I haven't even gotten to any of the micro topics yet. Let me see. Oh, we did write a song. Well, one of the songs that are going to be on the Highly Motivated musical. So he may not be on the show tonight. My brain, what's going on with SST Travi? So Travis, SST, he's a Florida cannabis influencer on Facebook and LinkedIn. So he made a mention that we should make a musical. And since then, I've been writing songs for said musical. And today, I have one of them, but more in spoken word than, because my singing, I can only hold a tune for like 2 seconds. Everybody, it's Major Nugs. Welcome, Highly Motivated. Welcome to the show, sir. Or of course, also known as East Coast Visual Media. I heard that you're having some issues on the Insta Cha-Cha with your brand. And anytime you want to promote anything, you're more than welcome through the Oregonji site and through my page. It is a terrible shame what the Insta Cha-Cha is doing to people. I just looked up there, and Christopher is smoking some Zootsies. It's Zooties. It's a rare hybrid that blends grape ape and grapefruit with a cross of Skittles and gelato. That sounds fantastic. That sounds excellent. That sounds really, really nice. Very nice. I like what you're smoking. The other day, Exotic Alchemy was smoking like I think a chocolate Thai. Oh, fantastic. That's all I've been thinking about. I'm like, I gotta get a hold of a good Thai, a good solid Thai strain, and then some of the variations thereof, like chocolate Thai. Oh, the Durban and Thai together are Durban poison. Durban initially had to be stabilized with the Thai strain, the Thailand Thai strain, because it was growing wild and it wasn't a stable bud producing plant. See, right there, early days, early cultivators were already crossing the plants so they produce better, more flavor, more taste, bigger, more resinous, juicy buds. That's what it used to be about. The bigger the bud, I want a big juicy bud. Why? Because you're going to press it like a heat press. And the bigger and the juicier it is, the more beautiful oil you'd get out of it. So I remember pressing it as a kid. I mean, I call it as a kid 30 years ago, and it was always darker. Like the oil was really, really dark. And now, whenever I see a live rosin that has been pressed, it's so light and beautiful. And I even want, the difference is what? I'll tell you. and I figured it out. It's a doozy. I'm like, it's a doozy. I can't get into this. This is made so I can't get in. Oh my god. Okay, forget it. Forget it. We're not gonna smoke it because this fucking thing won't come out. Oh wait, it did. All right. Which one am I smoking, by the way? Oh, look at this. So look at the oil. Look at that beautiful color. And that's not a distillate. That's a live rosin. That's not a distillate. It's a beautiful live rosin. And so look, I mean, isn't that gorgeous? That is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And so, anyways, that right there is they take the wash. So they wash the plant, they get all the beautiful trichomes, the crystals, which makes the water kind of pink, and then they run that through multiple microns, and they take that, they scrape it off, and they freeze dry it, they age it, and then they press it. And then you get this beautiful, beautiful stuff right here. Like stupid beautiful. So, anyways, let me see which one it is, and then I'm probably gonna clean and load the Puffco. Okay, my eyes are so bad. I am so excited. It's Oregon Diesel, one of my faves. I love the gassiness of Oregon Diesel. I love the effects. It's like a hybrid leaning sativa. Some will say, no, it's like an indica. No, there's nothing indica about it. Oh, it gets the body moving, it activates the system. Holy shit, I gotta have some of that. Okay, we're still smoking this, and this is still lovely. So we'll get to it. We're moving our way over to it. So tonight, micro topics. Micro topics that we're probably not going to even get to, but we should because they're amazing. Oh, I told you about the song. So we have a song. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Ooh, also, did you know there's an interstellar object traveling towards the Earth? It's not the black satellite that they spoke of many years ago, even though that's still out there. And that came from another galaxy. But this thing is fucking huge. They call it like the 3-1 Atlas. Look that up. Crazy stuff. Okay. Where is my song? Wait, okay. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Okay. So I wanted to do it. This is not a song yet. It's really more just spoken word. So, oh, look at this. I'm just looking down. Major Nugs just got lucky. He just got his Insta Cha Cha back. So definitely check him out on Instagram, Major Nugs or East Coast Visual Media. Also check out Exclusive Smokes. Exclusive Smokes. I saw one of Exclusive Smokes Instagram reels. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Okay, so last show, we had THC, which is the Horde of Culture. They are a band pretty much out of the Ocala area, Ocala, Florida, a rock band. They're an incredible show. An incredible show. Well, somehow it turned around. I don't know who mentioned it, but cannabis is freedom. Mm. Cannabis is freedom, our freedom. I don't remember how we worded it. Hold on. I have it written down. Let me just go back. Let me go back, back. Cannabis of freedom. Okay. So the name of the song that we were working on kind of was like Cannabis of Freedom. Cannabis is freedom. So here's the spoken word thus far. From seed to sky, from soil to soul. Breathe deep. This is the scent of liberty and freedom. They tried to lock the medicine, but roots remember. Hemp built the sails that crossed the oceans, wrote the first drafts of freedom on paper, pressed from its own skin. They called it contraband, but the earth never signed that law. A spark in the dark, one match, one breath, a quiet rebellion that smells of pine and sunlight and liberty. Healing is not a crime. Choice is not a privilege. We light the green flame of our own liberty. Cannabis is freedom. Freedom is ours. Farmers and dreamers, veterans and healers, the mother easing pain, the artist catching stars in a rolling paper sky. This plant doesn't care your name or place in the world. It only knows the language of relief, the language of community. Lift your voice, lift your rights, lift your neighbor. Freedom is not a favor. It's the soil beneath our feet. Cannabis is freedom. So shout it out so all the old walls crumble. Cannabis is freedom. Don't just whisper. Speak loud, speak true, speak authentic. The leaf is a lesson. Grow where you're planted, heal what you touch, and keep reaching for the sun. Oh, I enjoyed that. It begins with a seed, tiny, unassuming, yet holding the blueprints for healing, for housing, for fuel. This is the plant that whispers, freedom isn't given, it's grown. One of the micro topics I want to talk about, healing the body. For thousands of years, cannabis has been medicine. It's been easing pain and calming storms of anxiety, helping veterans sleep, soothing children and seizures. Its cannabinoids speak the body's own chemical language, matching receptors we all carry. Not a miracle cure, but a living pharmacy, cultivated by sunlight, by rain. Fuel for the earth and the economy. From stalks stronger than steel, we press hempcrete and fiberboard. From seeds, we press oil rich in protein and essential fats. From cellulose, we create paper without clear cutting down the forests. And all within 100 days to harvest. And from its biomass, we can brew clean ethanol, fuel that can run engines without choking the sky. History's silent partner. Hemp rigged the sails of the first global explorers. It clothed colonists, lined the pioneer wagons, and even helped draft the first declarations of the independence. Is this something we've forgotten? When industrialists and prohibitionists buried it under fear, they weren't just banning a leaf, they were burying a rival to timber, oil, and to chemical. Cannabis replaces them all. Look, freedom in our present tense. Today, legalization spreads like spring through cracked pavement. Farmers see a rotational crop that heals soil. Builders see walls that breathe. Doctors see a gentler option when pharmaceuticals fail. Entrepreneurs see a renewable economy that can lift rural towns as well as city streets. So, cannabis is not a silver bullet, but it is a green key, a way to unlock health, industry, autonomy, a reminder that freedom can sprout from the ground up. If we dare to plant it, nurture it, and share that harvest. Wow. Man, I think every time I'm reminding myself about cannabis, it's like I don't have to remind myself. I talk about it all the time. But even still, I'll hear something like recently the rubber trees. Rubber trees are dying from a blight, from a an illness that is so deeply genetic that it is wiping out all the rubber. Now, I know you're thinking, well, we got plenty of rubber. There's tires and shit. Yeah, But rubber trees also produce rubber gloves for the medical industry worldwide. If they don't have gloves, wow, wow. That gave me a great idea. I mean, if we can bypass the glove and go with like a spray glove, but I know they had something like that. There was something in the past. I remember many years. Anyways, cannabis creates a plastic. Single use plastics, cannabis can take care of entirely, but rubber gloves, it can't. Cannabis doesn't quite have the elasticity. Now, you can use cannabis and rubber together to extend the lifespan of the rubber plant while they regrow and heal from this blight. Cannabis can help them instead of us pushing it to extinction or pushing rubber to a endangered thing. Delicious. Anyways, moving on. Oh, you know what I should do? So micro topics, the chronovisor, ground energy generators, something big is coming. Just I'm letting you know. Something big is coming. I feel I don't know if I didn't want to talk about it on the show. I didn't want to be like I'm not like that. I mean I feel things and shit happens. For example, I I just knew something big worldwide was coming and it was on its way. And in that I had to have my own land, specifically my own chickens, my own water source, my own electricity source, everything. And I just knew something was coming. So I bought an RV and I sold my house and got rid of all the shit we didn't need as a family. We got rid of like everything. It was amazing. And we realized how important life really is. You know, you don't need all these things to make life amazing. You just need family. You need love. You need good people. There's a lot in there. That smells great. I'm just cleaning it out. Didn't realize how dirty this thing actually was. And then I start seeing, okay, you could really clean this thing out. Like, so we have some interesting, some interesting micro topics. I mean, I'm never the one to be at, oh, I'm a soothsayer and I can see the future. No, but I see shit or I feel shit. And I knew like we were okay. Like Angie had a fucking crazy dream. We were moving, by the way, to Louisiana. This is like more than 20 years ago. It's like 20 years ago or so, more, 18 years ago. No, it was right before Katrina happened and all the levees broke. And so we moved a bunch of our shit there, um, which everything got flooded out. But we could have moved our entire livelihood had Angie not had this dream and stopped us from just and made us more aware. And then the hurricane came and that was a clear sign not to start business there. And it's, look, I felt a weird energy. I sold everything, bought an RV, and I hit the road. And the plan to hit the road was to travel until I found the perfect piece of land, or at least good enough that I could afford. Something I could afford, but also something pretty awesome. And so we traveled and traveled. And then Angie got pregnant again. And I was like, shit, if she gives birth, we can't fit the child in the car. What are we going to do? So we got to stop traveling. So we had a huge breakdown in North Carolina where we ended up staying on an Indian reservation for like a year. Awesome experience. Awesome people, awesome history, awesome culture. It should be celebrated more and brought up more, the Indian culture. Anyways, so we made it here to Florida just barely on a song and on a song, on a song, on a song we made it and found through some struggle. Oh, excuse me. an amazing piece of land in central Florida. That's where I am now. That's where we broadcast from. An undisclosed location, pretty close to Gainesville. Gainesville being the major city that we're close to. Okay, so that being said, we traveled and we parked and we decided this is it. This is the land. Uh, And then, and then a couple years later, COVID hits, which was devastating. And if we didn't have our own land, we wouldn't have the eggs that I thought, like in the dream, always, or I always felt we have to have our own eggs, water, power. We're totally prepared for anything that was coming our way. And then when that hit, and even if that wasn't what it was going to be, it could have been anything. It could have been anything, anything. But we were prepared. Not a prepper. Just I feel something, I go with it. If something doesn't feel right or something's telling me in signs, like you see three signs or three things that relate to themselves in one day, that's a total sign. That's like a fucking sign. That's like pay attention to it. Okay. This is wait. This is Oregon diesel. Beautiful. Like this is gorgeous rosin. This is the Puffco Proxy. So the Puffco Proxy is what we're going to be smoking the concentrate out of. So we cleaned it. Look at that. The Q-tip, heated it up. Q-tip, boom, boom, boom. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. We made sure there was as little residual smoke or anything inside. Of course, the outer chamber I have to clean. I haven't cleaned this part yet. So that's where, but that's okay. That's the catch-all. That's catching all the stuff you don't want to smoke or resin. We're going to be injecting this in. Let's do this. I'm going to try and not put too much because this is Oregon diesel. I'm so pumped. Okay. I can't smell. No. No, maybe I can. Okay, okay. I got to be really gentle because it's kind of warm and it's probably just going to all over the place. All right, let's see if I can do it for you. Like, all right, if you can see, here we go. Oh, that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot. Wait, push back on the thingy. No, 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 no. Is it a lot? Can you see? I mean, it seems, we're going to be careful. Okay, okay. Ooh, shit. Let's get the cap back on. All right, the cap is on. We've really not, I don't think it was much. I really think that's like it was such a tiny amount. Let's smoke it. I'm like, it was such a tiny amount. We should smoke it. So I'm going to hit the button twice. Boom, boom. There we go. It's heating up. It's heating up the Oregon diesel from Goldflower. They do dabs right. They do dabs right. They do contracts right. So as soon as it buzzes again, that means it's ready. I have it set on the lowest temperature. The lowest temperature. Why? Because I want to taste it. And I want to give my body the opportunity to assimilate it properly, not just blow my endocannabinoid system. It just buzzed. It just did a little buzz. Wow. 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 So flavorful. So hard hitting. I mean, the effects are immediate. It just turned off. But there's still something left in the chamber. And it's like it's still warm as it cools down. Maybe you get last really low temperature. Wow. I want to see what's left. It's like it. There's a little bit left, so I must have put a lot in there because I just got some really good hits out of that. Oh, absolutely insane. I've got Curly Harry. Let me see, Curly Harry. Well, Curly Harry, welcome. Highly motivated. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the group. Just hit the Puffco proxy with some live rosin Oregon diesel. Fresh press, beautiful stuff. Just wow. Feels like that's the hardest thing I've hit in a while. Like flavor was on point, powerful. That was so clean. I mean, I'm coughing a lot, but keep in mind, I think the lower the temperature, you're getting more of that oil itself, like a light a light vaporization of that, and that kind of coats everything, and that makes you cough as well. That was a good flavor. Wow, a little powerful. I would actually use that in cooking because of the flavors that possesses. That almost had like a lemon, a holy basil to it. Um, like at the back, it's like lemon. It's all lemon. It's like lovely. Didn't really get the gassiness out of it. Didn't really see the diesely side. It was just so clean, just really nice. Okay, so that was the Puffco Proxy. We're gonna let that cool down a moment. Oh, so much to chit chat about, and at the same time, not. When you come to this show, it's the heart of culture. You guys missed it. You didn't even hear the cannabis is freedom. It was like a spoken word I gave. Everybody, THC, the horde of culture. Welcome to Highly Motivated. Welcome to the show, Horde of Culture. Good to have you here. Awesome, awesome. By the way, I listened to the song. I loved it. You guys are awesome. I can't wait to hear Toki Toke. I can't wait to hear the rest. Like I ask a lot. They went to the studio recently and they recorded a couple of tracks, and here I am, like, oh, I want to hear it. I'm loving it. Let me hear it. Horde of Culture. You can see them live playing. You let us know occasionally. Put a on the in the chit chat, in the chit chat. Put a place that you're playing regularly. Because I see you posting a specific place, and I'm telling you, I have to come. I have to come and party where you guys are, because to see Horde of Culture, the band, THC, THC, the band, they are awesome. Look, tonight we had Dr. THC, and now we have THC, the band, and then there's also THC, the hidden culture. So you got the hidden culture, you got the horticulture, you got the doctor of the culture. Man, I'm telling you, this is a crazy show. Oh, I think one day, just for funny haha, I'm going to do the show in a sauna, like with the smoke going. No, I don't even need a sauna. This is a fucking sauna. This is hot like a sauna. Why would I need to do it in a sauna when it's already that hot? There's no need. There's no need. It's lovely. It's a little thick. It's just sometimes it gets to a point where you're drinking it and you're like, no. I mean, it tastes good, and it really doesn't do much for me, but it does taste good. So Curly Harry, welcome. Lightsy, welcome. Danny, Chicago Danny, welcome. You don't want to mess with Chicago Danny. You don't want to ask Chicago Danny too many questions, because then he'll start to talk. Then he'll start to tell you things. That's how it works. Don't forget, you can also catch us on the Instagram. Instagram, I am O as an Orin, or Oregonji, but O420. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my hands over here. And I was like, I don't know. It was something. It wasn't numbers. 420X O420X. That's how you can catch me on on another channel if you need to. But if you're happy where you're at, then stay. There's no need. But in case I get shadow banned or some shit happens, because shit happens all the time. Facebook, I used to be live on Facebook, and those assholes fucked with some shit. And now I can't go live anymore. Somebody's like, oh no, you just got to reset some shit. I reset everything. They don't want me live. So I have to be rebroadcast. So I still appreciate Facebooky for allowing me to rebroadcast, but I'm quite sure I'm shadow banned there. I'm pretty, like I'm shadow banned everywhere. It's okay. It's okay. Um, Let me see. Friday, 8 p.m. to midnight at the Country Line Barbecue in Weirsdale. I'm liking all parts of this shit. Barbecue, Weirsdale. Saturday night, 6 to 8, Crystal River, Harley Davidson. So Saturday night, 6 to 8, Crystal River. I like that. Crystal River is gorgeous. Crystal River is an awesome area. Um, so Crystal River from 6 to 8 at the Harley Davidson. Shut your mouth. You need to be over there. You need to be there. And then Friday, 8 p.m. to midnight at the County Line Barbecue. I like that. See, if they get hungry, they're like, pass me a rib. I guess that gets messy with the guitar. You don't want to have like a rib. Like you don't want to have like sticky rib fingers or greasy rib fingers when you start playing the guitar, because then you're going to be missing chords. Or maybe it sounds good. Maybe that's like a slide you weren't thinking about, and the audience really digs that. And then from now on, you have to be eating some greasy ribs before every show. You're welcome. I don't know what later on Michael of Horticulture, he's gonna turn the rest of the bandmate and be like, Orin's an idiot. The things I think, and right now I thinky think because I'm hungry. All of a sudden I'm hungry. I start thinking food. I started thinking ribs. I saw down here, midnight at the County Line Barbecue in Weirsdale. So County Line Barbecue in Weirsdale, Florida. Weirsdale. What goes down in Weirsdale stays in Weirsdale. I mean, that shit don't get out. Just Weirsdale it. Major Nugs! Welcome! Highly motivated. Okay, got like an 80s song going on in my head or something like, take on me. Okay, uh-huh. Moving on. Moving on. So tonight's chit chat was really going to be, let me see, let me just bring it out. Okay. So tonight's chit chat, I didn't want to get too deep. You know, it's what day is it? It's Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. Look, I don't know what happened to the week. The weekend, it was like this. It was like this. And I was like, what happened? What, Sunday? I got up this morning. It's Sunday. Just like that. Just like we did the show on Friday. It's like I went to sleep. I woke up and it's like it's Sunday. Now, it's been a very busy Saturday, Sunday, but not busy. Not busy because I've had opportunity to sit and play some video games and reflect upon the life around me. And I realized some things. I have difficulty relaxing. I can't relax. Oh, I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. THC just said, great brisket, brother. Oh, damn. They got a good brisket. County Line Barbecue in Weirsdale. They got a good brisket. And the Horticulture is going to be playing from 6 to midnight. That's a long set. That's a long set. They're going to get out there and kick some ass. Or maybe it was 4 to 6, or 6 to 12, or 6 to 8. Shit, I don't know now. I got to go back and look at it. It's from 8 to midnight. That's not so bad. I'm like, that's not so bad. It's like, in my head, from 4 o'clock to midnight, they're having to play. All right, guys, we're going to have to play from 4 to midnight. Just straight through. Really? That was a hard sell. No, these guys are awesome. Great show they give on, too. So you guys are going to be at a barbecue place that has great brisket. That is exciting. If I didn't have a grand opening in Lakeland, Florida, how far is that? Like, I'm like, how far is that? Where's Weirsdale? Well, okay, so Friday night we're doing a big giveaway. I would love to do it from the restaurant. Like I would love to do it from the county line barbecue in Weirsdale on Friday night. I just got to see how far that is from Lakeland. I'm like how far it is because I know I always do a long show. Even if I want to do a short show, it still seems long. Like so even a short show becomes a long show. I, I don't know how. I don't even remember how we started the show. That's like a mystery. Whatever happened back then, it happened. I've forgotten it already. I mean, I'll remember it later, of course, and I'll watch the show. I'll be like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. That's why I was talking about that. Okay. I just got it back. What's up? I'm just a brisket. Brisket sounds fantastic. I love a good brisket. Okay, so the micro topics tonight. I think I was saying I didn't want to get crazy serious, but the micro topics are things that I think about throughout the week. I hear on other shows. There's a really great tiki talker or insta chachar, whatever. He gives uh, interesting information, but he doesn't go very deep. So I have to go deeper into that information, and that's what I bring to you. So on another show, ages ago, we spoke about a device that's a lot of notes. I'm like, holy shit. That is a crazy amount of notes just now. I was like, wow, I'm glad I found it. Ages ago on this show, we spoke about something called the chronovisor. The chronovisor. Now, this little micro topic that we're going to kind of jump into right now is not specifically about one device because the device it ended up being confiscated by the Vatican. And the Vatican ended up locking it away underground in their very well protected vault. Which, if you saw the movie Angels and Demons, then you'd probably see a representation of what their vault might look like. So, in that, they have probably the only surviving copies of the chronovisor. So here's where it's going to get interesting, and here's where we're going to take history and kind of layer it on top of each other to where things line up. So the chronovisor was a device built originally. It was said that it was built by Pellegrino Ernetti. He was a Benedictine monk, a monk. Now monks can be in the science and shit like that, but he wasn't. That wasn't his world of study. That wasn't his specialty in any way, shape, or form. He couldn't build this thing. He didn't know the electronics or the technical side of it. Mm. So not knowing the technical side of it and not really knowing some of those bits and pieces. One sec, we're just gonna relighting a Roachy Roach. I mean, I could roll another. I'm just not going to. I'm already high. And I'm probably going to try that syringe again. That was craziness right there. That was like one of the hardest hits I've taken on a low temp. I would almost imagine I need a higher temp. Mm. So we spoke about this monk amongst other scientists, which we're going to be bringing up a few different ones tonight as well. But Father Pellegrino Ernetti, you got to say the name a couple times and it just rolls off the tongue. Ernetti. So it was in the 1950s and 60s. He was a Benedictine monk, and he worked with a team of 12 scientists to build what they called the time viewer. This is something that could look back in time, almost any dates in time, and play it like a movie. So originally it was said that he worked on this thing alone, but he didn't. It was a team of 12 people. So now, anytime I hear that, I'm like, okay, 12 people, who gives a shit? 12 very, I mean, not who gives a shit, but 12 very intelligent people. Not one intelligent person, but 12. But then when I found out some of the people that worked on it, this blew my mind. And when the histories collided, holy shit, something that they said did not exist most definitely existed. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So a team of 12 scientists to build what they called a time viewer that could tune into light, sound, echoes of past events and display them on a screen. Names later attached to the team, Enrico Fermi, and Werner von Braun. Werner von Braun, the one who basically started NASA, started our space program, and brought over his jet engine technology or turbine technology that was able to get the Americans to space. And if you look in the von Braun, even though he was a Nazi, he was brought over during Project Paperclip. Project Paperclip, where they brought over a lot of Nazi scientists to help start things like our CIA or our Secret Service or NASA space program. Okay, let's keep going. Von Braun, look him up. Crazy shit. Very intelligent guy. Very. And then of course the Enrico Fermi. He did a lot of shit. He's like super fucking intelligent, right? So Enrico Fermi and Werner von Braun, and now Father Pellegrino Ernetti. Let's keep going. That's only 3 people of a team of 12. That's 3 flipping geniuses right there. Chronovisor, or they called it a time viewer. So now talk of this kind of hit mainstream on May 2nd, 1972, featuring in an article, I believe, in La Domenica del Corriere, invented a machine that photographs the past. And it also resurfaced in a 2002 book by Father Francis Brune. Father Francis Brune. So Ernetti had claimed the device viewed scenes like Cicero's speeches and even the crucifixion. The magazine printed a supposed photo of the face of Jesus or Jesus or whoever the hell that was. Heck, that was. Sorry, not sorry. So, holy shit, there's photographic evidence. There is photographic evidence of things where, I mean, he worked with the Vatican. He was, he was a father. He was an important guy, and of course, everything he did was very religiously directed. But okay, so let's dive in a little bit. Just let's keep going. I mean, wow. This is the single most concrete piece. But now, keep in mind, there have been people out there that know about this and have spoken about it and don't believe the photograph is true, and they believe it looks very similar to a statue in Rome, I think. No, wait, no. It looks very similar to an Italian statue wood carving. But what's interesting is the single. So it's so there could be some controversy, but it's very hard to it's very hard to go back and be able to test things because the Vatican confiscated, and the Vatican got a hold of the program and ceased and desisted it and took everything. They took everything. So when you go to the Vatican and ask, I mean, not like any individual can do it, but anybody who is connected, they say there's no technical documentation, no schematics, no verifiable witness list anymore. Later retellings say the device was dismantled for fear of abuse. Skeptics note that attributions to the Fermi von Braun, which is really quite interesting, they say a lot of that appeared in later documentation that was original documentation, but had resurfaced, and they found the names of von Braun and Fermi. So it is interesting that quite possibly they both may have not been a part of the 12 incredible scientists that came up with the time viewer. But that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Something interesting, something different. Uh, and it's hard to talk about things when your brain is so high. Joe, look, you saw this was crazy. I want to try another one. All right, we're going to keep talking about this. And so let me see. There was proof. Let me see. Bottom line, the chronovisor is not legend. It was a demonstrated instrument, but all proof has disappeared. All proof of the time viewer, the chronovisor, it's disappeared. But here's where things get interesting. There were okay. Let's look at other programs that happened after the chronovisor disappeared in the 60s. And and then it actually disappeared in the 50s. And there were multiple experiments that were very similar in nature. I mean, the chronovisor took a picture of a past time, took a picture, like didn't take a picture, but showed a picture in the timeline. They tuned it to light and sound. They tuned it to the echo. There's an echo. There's an echo, 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 echo. There's an echo going on. But there's an energy echo that is part of the rotation of the world. It's us. There's energy. And you could tap into time with the right frequency. And obviously with something like a chronovisor, maybe an augmented reality lens, a virtual reality, a hyperdimensional virtual reality lens. Wow. Mm. Well, then we would start talking about what's his name? I'm like, what's his name? The guy who, oh, you know something? My brain's gonna, no, it's like on the tip of my tongue, but it won't come out because I'm on the whole von Braun. I hear, oh, it's hard. Now I just blew my whole brain, starting to think about something else. There's another guy who invented something, not the chronovisor, but highly polished aluminum walls. And they were put in a round rotational, very similar to like a Fibonacci sequence. And a person would sit in the middle of this room, and it's like they could reach through almost, but the walls would become translucent and would show a different time and space. So, or maybe another dimension. Maybe you're peeking through the veil of multiverse. So, and the guy who invented that room, also a genius, and he was marginalized and minimalized, much like Royal Raymond Rife. Raymond Rife, with frequency healing, they called him they said he was a quack. But he's the one who also invented the universal microscope. So all of these guys that have these incredible theories, they're also incredible scientists. They've already invented things that have changed the world around us. Maybe we listen. Maybe we listen. Here's what I'm going to do. There's still something in this one. You tell me. I think I can hit that again. I mean, it looks like it's. I mean, it was super clear. So when I look at that, it doesn't look like it's super, super cashed out. So I'm just gonna do a gentle hitting because I think it's rough on my lungs. It's rough on my lungs. So tonight there are so let's talk about programs, real programs that have been declassified somewhat. Like somewhat meaning the documents have been released, but everything has been redacted. Everything's got black marker over everything. Oh, it's still nice. That's still really quite good. That's still pretty good. Did I pack the venti? Wait, let me bring that back over here. All right, that's it. I can tell when it starts hitting in a certain way, it's cached. So what I do while it's still hot, I take a Q-tip, all right, and it's pretty liquidy, so I don't want to turn it over on its side. But I take the Q-tip and I just rub really quickly on the inside, nice and quickly, kind of try to touch the walls and the bottom, and you see how dirty that gets. So that's pulling all that crap right out. And this is an easy, quick cleaning. And you do this every couple of hits. Why? Because that way crap doesn't build up right here in the pipe. And all the stuff, and all the stuff drops out back. And then the resin that you get rid of much later sits at the bottom of the pipe. This is such an easy, quick pipe. Look at that. Boom. Clean, clean, ready to be packed. That to me is rather exciting. That's what I like about devices. So that's when I was talking about I think I did pack it. Wait. Does that look fresh? Does that look fresh? I'll tell you. No, maybe not. No, maybe that is. Oh, yeah, that's fresh. Okay. So I packed a bowl for later. That is fantastic. I packed a bowl and I forgot about it. It looks freshy. Thank you. I forgot. I sat here and packed it. So the venti has been fantastic. I like bouncing back and forth between the pipe, the concentrate, the venti. The first 3 hits are your most important. Don't turn up the temperature too much. That flavor that you get, like the first hit, you're gonna be like, ooh. You blow out, there's like no smoke. And the second hit, you take that in, that flavor is like, ooh, I love it. It's the natural flavor. You're gonna blow out maybe a little bit of smoke. By the third hit, you're blowing out more smoke, but that's still that flavor, that developed terpene flavor, without the butane contamination, without high heat. Look, I feel like a fucking infomercial, but I'm not. I'm not because I had to fucking pay for it. I'm not an infomercial because I paid. Much like the Puffco proxy. I don't do infomercials. If I love something, I'll talk about it. And if something's easy to use, I'll talk about it. Are these things expensive? God, stupid. It's like stupid. But I got this on an amazing deal. And I got this. This was a goodbye parting. This was a parting deal. A goodbye parting deal that I got. So in that, yeah, I get these things on great deals because there's no way I can afford them. No way. Look, stoners don't have a lot of money. I have a lot of kids. I have medical bills sometimes, broken arms and legs and bones, and it's been a traumatic growing up for me with them. Um, Kids are expensive. I want video games and shoes and pants. Kids these days. So in that, instead of money going to cannabis devices, which I would love, I love, but I also love my kids and love the wife and want to give them good things. So I can't really buy myself gadgets, but I can get a damn good deal sometimes, and that's the way you do it. When you can get a damn good, just jump over it. When you get a good deal, if it's a good deal, don't be like hesitating. So I didn't, jumped all over it. All right, so the venti. Let's turn this thing on. There's a little button on the side. There we go. It's on. Like you hit it twice or you hit it once. It really sometimes I have to do 3 times. So as soon as it turns green, it's meaning it's at temperature. And that temperature, as you're inhaling, is passing through the very small bowl sitting right about there. It's really quite a small bowl. You don't put very much bud in there. And I'm surprised how long it's already ready. It's ready now. It's ready now. I'm surprised how long of a session I end up getting out of this. So first hit, most important. Wow. That's the cherry paloma when I rolled the joint with. Well, I rolled the joint and then I put a little bit in there. Wow. Wow. So flavorful. That is so tasty. Immediately dominated my flavor savers. All right, this is number 3. We're getting a little bit of smoke now. We're getting a little bit of smoke now. But we are. We're getting, but now it's starting to break down the bud. So the smoke is the oil that is being extracted at the low heat. So it's sitting here and it's being bombarded from multiple sides. Like it's being hit like shoom, and then it's cooling as it's coming through this top section. Wow. So much flavor. And again, it's not about smoke. It's about that flavor. If you're tasting it, that means those cannabinoids are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And the cannabis is getting into that bloodstream and it is attaching. It is gluing all those other cannabinoids together to work in magical shit. To work in magical shit. You go to cannabis school, they're going to be talking about things like that, like magical stuffs. But I think we're magic. I think the way we're constructed, the way we're put together, who we are, what we are, why we are, we're magic. We're magical unicorns of life that we are creating. We are the vibe makers. We are the vibe makers. Welcome, everybody, to Highly Motivated, the Vibe Makers. It's like a band that comes out. I'm sparing you the sea shanty that I wrote. You don't have to hear that. You be happy. You be happy that we're not singing the sea shanty tonight. It's not ready. It was on the whole time I'm talking. It doesn't taste burnt. Still tastes okay. Now, if I was burning it out of a bowl, you'd be hitting it with the lighter. That's butane that you're sucking up. You're burning the cannabis and you're tasting that. It's like the first hit in the bowl is all that's good. After that, if you're gonna like keep hitting the bowl, no, it's not good anymore. That's not bad. It's so funky. I bet I can't smell it. I bet that is like some skunky ass shit right now. That's that cherry paloma double banana fuel. Wow. That's a good smoke. It's a good smoke. Honestly, I think it's a better smoke than the vaporizer. Like instead of the joint, because we smoked the joint, we smokied it. But I almost want to say that, you know, I love that. Christopher's over here saying, Oren has expensive followers, not the cheap kind. You're right. Look, somebody over here with Nortoroid. It's got to be a bot. I understand. But it says cheap followers on Streamboo. What's Streamboo? Is that another fucking site? Is that another site that I've got to get into? I don't think it's really heating it unless I'm pulling it. It's still on. Okay, now I could taste. It's starting to get. It's pretty much done. It's done. Now it's done. Now I'm just smoking it to smoke it. But Christopher's right. He goes, Oren has expensive followers. I do. You are the richest and most expensive followers in the world. I don't pay for people. I don't pay for followers. I let this happen authentically. I let. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm still not. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still not coughing. Okay. I turn it. Boom. Off. And I put the mouthpiece back, and now it looks like a stun gun. Now it looks like I'm getting out my stun gun. You want to smoke? You want to smoke? You smoke? Okay. That's how I do conflict resolution. I'm coming in like shit. The man's got a stun gun. I'm like, no, relax, 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 relax. I open it up. I'm like, okay, who wants a hit? And that is instant conflict resolution. Instant. I'm like a fucking superhero. I am like a superhero out there with like a pipe. I see people in a fight. I'm like, wait. Everybody needs to get really high first. Really high. It doesn't always work out in my favor like this. Actually, I've never done that. That'd be fucking stupid. In my imaginary world, sure. In the real world, no. I'm not gonna run out and share like that. In a closed setting, absolutely. Oh, willy nilly out in the street. What am I talking about? No, only when I'm high I talk like that. Mm. I want to say again, thank you everybody for joining the show tonight. Oh, excuse me. Highly motivated Sunday Seshy. You can find us right here. Friday, Sunday, Wednesday. Highly motivated. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I don't know why I just turned that direction. Maybe I'm sitting funny. Oh, we're gonna do a little stretch. I feel like, oh my God, I don't even know what that was just now. Oh, okay. Just a little reach for the sky. Oh yeah, no, that's bad. I probably just did something terrible. Oh, okay. Wait, oh, just keep reaching. I don't even know what I'm reaching for. Okay. I don't think I can do the same on the other side. Just, oh, fantastic. I think that did wonders. Okay. At my age, you feel something. You should stop everything you're doing. You stop everything you're doing, and you're just like, you start feeling around. You're like, okay, is that a reoccurring pain? Was that like a one-time pain? Was the pain in a weird fucking place? And it could have been. And because I thought it could have been, I decided we should stretch. But no reoccurring pain, and I do feel better, I think. Not totally after that stretch. Okay. I need a virtual smoke session. I miss watching sci-fi TV shows with friends and having a smoke session. Yes, I used to love watching Doctor Who. I love friends coming over. We watch ET. We all are gonna get high. We're watching ET. Star Wars, or no, wait, it was the last. I remember it was the last Starfighter. The last Starfighter. No, no, it was Ice Pirates. Holy shit. Was it Ice Pirates or the Time Bandits? It could have been Time Bandits or the Ice Pirates. For some reason, I'm always intertwining those two shows because they both use little people. So, but absolutely hysterical. Both shows, fantastic. So, Ice Pirates, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Go see it. Go see it. That's a funny 80s, early 90s film. So, what was I talking about? Shit. Oh, what was I talking about? Don't even know now. The last time I got high, it with friends at a sci-fi related movie. It was in San Marcos, Texas. We were watching Ice Pirates. All right, it had to be Ice. It was Time Bandits or Ice Pirates, and it doesn't matter. We were really high, and we were eating pizza rolls. And you dip your pizza rolls into this ranch sauce. It wasn't like ranchy. It was like a house ranch, but not totally ranch. And you put a little hot sauce in there, put a little Parmigiano in there. So these pepperoni rolls, they were just rolled. They were like this long, like a little egg roll, like a fucking egg roll, but you bite into it, and each bite was its own incredible, cheesy, pepperoni, pizza-like universe. It wasn't overwhelming bread. It wasn't. It was like an egg roll. You know something? It could have been a pepperoni egg roll. Now that I think about it, but it wasn't like an egg roll wrapping, but it was crunchy like an egg roll. Holy shit. Everything egg roll is like so good. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm gonna tell you something. Everything egg rolled is like it's genius. There's gotta be a restaurant like that. There's gotta be a restaurant. Use everything egg roll. Philly cheesesteak, egg roll, peanut butter and jelly, egg roll. Morning kolaches, egg rolled. Okay. Morning burritos, egg rolled. Morning burritos or morning egg rolls. Okay. But I imagine you'd have to use different wrappings. Breakfast can't taste good in an egg roll wrapping. I guess it'd be a modified egg roll wrapping, but even still, delicious. Delicious. I did have a Philly cheesesteak as an egg roll, and it was probably the best Philly I've ever had. Okay. I don't know what I got into egg rolls for all of a sudden. I'm not even, I'm not even hungry. I'm not even hungry. I'm disavowing all food. No more food. I can't eat anymore. I've eaten enough for a lifetime. I'm done eating. I am done shoving food in my face after the show. I know I tell you that I'm not going to do it, but after the show, ice cream calls my name. It's like, hey, Oren, this vanilla is not going to eat itself. I'm like, I know. And it's such a good vanilla. It's like custard. It's not even regular custard. It's like melts in your, it's going to melt in your mouth. Obviously, it's ice cream. But no, but it's like the flavor is like, it overwhelms and takes you over. Anyways, I'm going to stop it. I'm not going to do it. No more. No, I mean it. I can't anymore. I can't. I'm lactose intolerant. I, it's like I'm torturing myself. I don't understand what the hell I'm doing. This is like if you ever watch Silas in Angels and Demons. I don't know why I'm on this whole Angels and Demons right now. Great books, by the way, but the movies you might have seen with incredible actor Tom Cruise. No, not Tom Cruise. um, somebody I never thought was an action hero, um, and now I can't think of his name. Okay, well there you go. I can't think of his name, but that's the guy. That's the guy. And he did like a whole series of movies that were books originally written by also this other dude that I can't remember right now. I'm just brain is no good right now. Brain's no good. Brain's no good, and I really don't care. It'll come to me eventually. He's the guy who was on an island talking to a ball and made a ball his best friend. I can't. I just can't. I can't. Daryl Hannah and him, she was a mermaid. Why can't I get his? Why? I can tell you more movies that he was in. Can't do his name. And the guy who wrote those books, I've read like every one of his books. He's fantastic, excellent writer. Can I remember? No. I'm actually looking around in case I have one of his books here and be like, yes, but no, no. Moving on. Tourists to Philly think Pat's and Gino's are the place. They're not. Any pizzeria in Philadelphia area will give you a better cheesesteak than those places. You're absolutely right. Gino's is bullshit. Both of them, Pat's and Gino's. Now, are they across the street from each other? If I remember it properly, like if I remember it properly, I ended up getting it finagled into the center of Philly to a Philly that was not a good Philly. It was a terrible Philly. It was the worst Philly that the family has ever been a part of. And we talk about it every Philly we eat. Like every time we have a really good Philly, we're like, this Philly, so much better. Actually, Texas. There was a place called Texadelphia. Texadelphia in Houston, Texas. They make a Philly cheesesteak that is the meanest fucking Philly cheesesteak you've ever had in your life. Texas, baby. Texas does everything mean. the meanest. You want some jalapenos in that? Let me tell you what, get some jalapenos in that as well. They're going to put some jalapenos. They're going to fire grill those jalapenos and shove that in your cheesesteak. Holy shit, yeah. That's Texas. They're going to put some boots on it. It's going to go boot scooting, scoot booting, boot scoot, scooting, scoot. Wait. I'm joining from YouTube as Stealth Time Machine because the feed is more responsive and faster. But does it feel like a different universe almost? Maybe like a different dimensional view of me on LinkedIn as opposed to YouTube? Like YouTube, you said it's a good, clear feed. On Linky Winkies, it's not necessarily a clear feed. It's an altered feed. Maybe that's why Facybookie doesn't allow me to go live anymore. Now they get to alter. Maybe the altering shit that I'm saying, and I can't remember, and I'm going to go back and listen to it. I'm like, yeah, that sort of sounds right. Like, not. I don't know, maybe they're taking out all the profanity. Like, they'll go through and they're beeping everything. Like, beep. Oh, or there's just nothing. It goes silent. There is no beep. But does it look like a different dimensional view from a different. Okay, whatever. Yeah, they're across the street. Okay, that was them. The tradition is to scream out the window as you drive by Gino's. Gino sucks, or Pat's sucks. Really? Is that how everybody does it? I did not. Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. Before, though, this happened, other shit happened. Philadelphia did not feel like the place of brotherly love type of shit. We did a tour, but on during the tour, we came to a place where I don't know, it was like a famous place. It was a place of famousness. And there were two cops, really very large cops. And they were just kind of walking along and in the middle of the whole tour, and they kind of pushed people out of the way. And I was like, hey, and they're like, hey, what? You got a problem? And my wife grabs me, goes, no, he has no problem. He has no problem. He has zero problem. I'm just staring at them like, you pricks. I want to say, you pricks. You morons. You push people. You don't even say, excuse me. Be kind because you are servants of the people. But that's not how they acted. And then neither did any of the other cops. Many other cops in the area, very, very brutish attitude. Maybe they were all having a bad day that day. It could have been. Let's give them that. But we went to go look at the Liberty Bell. And my kids like wanted to hang all over it. I'm like, no, my daughter was there crying. We're taking a picture, and her face was this. You got like the cracked bell and her face. It's the greatest picture in the world. The greatest. And then everybody else, big smiles. Whatever. At one point, she gave up walking. At one point, my daughter turned around. She goes, I'm done walking. And she sits down and she goes, I'll be here. I'll be here. Bye. I'm like, okay, bye. We walked good. I was on her the whole time. And I kept looking back. And after she got up and started walking, I'm like, okay. And I slowed down. We came back and got her. I'm like, okay, let's go. She goes, no, I'm pissed. She goes, you find the car. I'm sitting. I'm going to sleep. Leave me alone. Like, I will find the car. I will find it. And we did. I think that might have been Washington. We were walking around DC downtown and to all the museums. What a great walk. Museums are the most amazing thing. But no, we had a terrible cheesesteak. So anyways, in Philadelphia, I wanted to find the bar from It's Always Sunny in Philly. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I wanted to find the bar. So I drove, and a lot of driving. And I found a place, and it was not it. It was not the place, but It's Always Sunny. Patty's Pub. I found the Patty's Pub, not where it should have been, and it did not look anything like this. I found out later. It's a set. It's a stage. It's not a real bar. Of course, obviously not. I mean, I knew better. But we were driving around looking for this thing for quite some time. No Patty's Pub. And I want to say we had the RV on the truck. Maybe not. No, maybe not. No, that was sitting somewhere. I always drove that big giant 45-foot fifth wheel through the skinniest of streets, the hardest of mountain passes. Not on purpose, never on purpose. The worst one was coming down Maggie Valley into North Carolina. And Maggie Valley is a mountainous terrain. And as we were going down, one of the axles, double axle in the back, one of the axles broke and went through the bloody RV. Oh, that was terrible shit right there. And then coming sliding down the mountain pass. Oh, you got to have balls of steel. That day I did. And then I got out. Once we stopped it, I got out. I touched the ground. I checked the vehicle. Holy shit. That was a crazy, crazy time. Crazy time. Okay. But no, I looked for Patty's Pub. So you can laugh at me. I really don't give a shit. Okay. So we were talking Chronovisor. We were talking looking back in the past. And I think the thing that really got me more excited were the individuals that were associated as the team of 12. Fermi, Von Braun, um, Ernetti, Pellegrino, Ernetti, Pellegrino. So there are other projects like Project Stargate, which was in the 1970s to 1995, government funded remote viewing experiments, psychic perception of distant occluded targets. Um, so interestingly, using tuning to a frequency. And much like the chronovisor, use light, sound, and frequency and that echo of time. Other experiments later, or even before that, Philadelphia experiment, Montauk Project, Camp Hero, Project Pegasus, Chronovision. Now, this gets interesting because after they buried this technology in the late 50s, 1960s to the 1970s, Project Pegasus. So Andrew Basiago of DARPA saying there was time travel, trips to Mars as a child participant. Um, but of course, since it's DARPA, there's not going to be, and we talked DARPA, I think, last episode as well. Simulation theory, some interesting things that were happening. I actually, that's really AI processing, like we're like the Sims. Like there's multiple worlds. They're running scenarios all the time. DARPA. So Project Pegasus from the 60s to the 70s, and that was time travel. That could have been using similar technology to the chronovisor. They called it chronovision. Chrono. That's kind of chronovisor to chronovision. I'm telling you. And then there was Project Looking Glass. So that's a modern internet era umbrella for alleged probability viewing tech. Interesting. So there on forums, it talks quite heavily about Project Looking Glass, but here it's not going into a lot of detail other than it's related. So these are things related to the chronovisor. So physics. So here's the science, and let's get sciency from like what we actually know. Let me look at time. Are we doing okay? We're doing okay. Let me see. Blaine, welcome. Highly motivated. Good to have you on the show, Blaine. Welcome. Everybody, Blaine is here on the Insta Cha Cha. So, could anything like the chronovision chronovisor actually exist? So, physics does let us look back in very specific, mundane ways. Astronomers literally see past light of distant objects, and forensic audio can sometimes reconstruct recent sounds from physical media. Now, reassembling the full audiovisual past at arbitrary resolution from ambient traces, as the chronovisor, as the legends claim, um, it has no direct basis in established physics, because this would be more metaphysical, and would require information storage in the environment that we've never observed. That mismatch, plus the debunked information, technical records have not been reproduced. Again, these are things that the government has taken. How are we going to reproduce anything from the bullshit they may give us? Oh, here's your technical specs. Those aren't they. When Tesla died, they took all his information. When Tesla died, the government had made sure they went in and they took everything that was relevant, very important information. And now those plans, those projects have been black ops projects since they've had these things in development, in works. So of course, anything that they have taken, like the chronovisor, chronovision, so on and so forth, we're never going to get the real deal. We can only piece it together from history. And that's why we don't forget the history that is spoken. There's a lot of truth in it. You have to piece through a lot of bullshit, but there's truth hidden inside of every read between the lines. I think that's where it gets exciting. So established physics, but now quantum physics, quantum entanglement, using using the Willow AI, the Willow chip from Google. That would be interesting. But would it be just as processing, or are you? Wow, that's a lot. Excuse me. So Project Looking Glass. I just wanted to give you the basis. Like I don't want to just say, hey, there's Project Looking Glass. What is it? Let me tell you. Wow, Blaine. Yes, Halloween season is definitely around the corner. I don't know what my costume is going to be this year. I like this evil pizza. I might be an evil slice of greasy, cheesy pizza. It's not too late. I can put together a costume like a very fast. Very fast. This looks like foam. I can just like double up the foam and I can do like a double up layer like a crust and then just cut one solid piece and I can wear like orange yellow tights and I can get inside of this like I could sew it down at the end. See, boom! I've made a costume in like 2 seconds. Put some orange see-through mesh so I can see through it. I like it. No, I don't know what I'm going to do. I I I love Halloween. Probably one of my favorite times. Let me see. I'm in the suburbs of Philly, so I know all the mythology. Rocky Steps. I went to the Rocky Steps, Pat's and Gino's, South Street, and many other local cultural things, art museums. I went to them all. I did them all. I loved it. I did love all the museums. I love the history. I love the cracked and broken bells. And you know something? I ran up those steps to Rocky, and I relived that movie in my head. And I sat down. I looked at fucking Rocky. I'm like, fuck, this is bullshit. Bullshit. And then I had to run back to my car. You know how far away I had to park because parking is so difficult everywhere? Oh my gosh. You can't just park right there in front of Rocky. Oh no, there's like traffic and shit. You got to park in a hike. You've got to really want to go see Rocky. That being said, it's worth it. It's history. Um, Sounds like Independence Hall. Those are Fed service people. Yeah. Local cop eat donuts and only adjust attitudes. So really, so as far as my introduction into it, that was really I really didn't get to deal with too many people. That I mean, bad Phillies. I still have the taste of bad Philly in my mouth, but I did love it. The history, the energy, it was awesome. Let me see. The chronovisor is purported Vatican device invented by Italian priest Pellegrino Ernetti in the 1950s. What a rabbit hole tonight. You know, and there's so much more to even jump into. Did you hear earlier when I said the team of 12? The team of 12 include Ferme and von Braun. Right there, very intelligent people, but maybe it doesn't. Again, maybe it doesn't. That's through rumor and but later documentation, maybe later documentation shows von Braun and Ferme working on later versions of the chronovisor. Or maybe it was before. Look, it was 50s. I'm seeing dates in the 60s. You can't trust all the information that you get on the internet. You have to dig pretty deep and you have to see all the different stories. There's truth hidden out there. We just have to find it. Look, I'm not totally a conspiracy theorist. Maybe, maybe not. No, I mean, I'm not. I'm not totally, I'm not necessarily a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy. I've got to have an accent to say it. Conspiracy theory. It's probably time for another dab will do me. No, maybe not. Those dabs were fucking strong. Sorry, not sorry. Those dabs were incredibly strong. I'm going to relight this itsy bitsy his Nucci I've got right here. So I think talking about Pellegrino Ernetti, talking about different scientists and devices that have been, you know, buried buried by false technologies, that have been buried by copycats made not to work, to discredit people. There are some incredible people out there. And look, I what is this? This is interesting. I didn't realize this. Wait. We're going to read this in a moment. So I was going to tell you what Project Looking Glass was, but then I just looked down. I saw Montauk quantum access chairs. Quantum access chair or Montauk chairs or the quantum access. Let's start with that one. Part of the Montauk project, let me see, with Preston Nichols, a modified SAGE radar dish, and a special chair were said to amplify psychic perception so operators could observe or enter other dimensions. Very similar to the, what's his name? Oh, I almost could say the name. Maybe they'll bring it out here. We're said to amplify. Okay, you see. So, Camp Hero was a decommissioned radar site. And of course, nobody, and they said the government says there's no corroborated time or dimension experiments. Of course, if you're going to ask the government, of course they're going to say, no, nothing happened here. It's a decommissioned site. Nothing. I don't think I can relight this. It seems like it might be a problem. We're going to give it a little more flame. See, this is high heat, and the butane poisoning. Okay. So Andrew Basiago's Chronovision. There was remote tech viewing. I said there was Project Looking Glass, an internet age story, they're calling it now, claiming that a black budget US program built a device using rotating rings, exotic crystals, and strong electromagnetic fields to view multiple timelines and probable futures. Well, yes, they did actually. The Russians did. The Russians had a scientist, a genius scientist, which was also an astrophysicist. He was a mathematical theorist. The guy was super genius, and I can't remember his name. So, similar to what they're talking about, the Project Looking Glass, this was actually a project that was picked up, imitating this other scientist's work, the Russian scientist. So it's imitating the whole thing. Wait, let me see. How about Deadpool? Have you seen The Lost Boys? Blaine, I grew up watching The Lost Boys so many times. I watched that on HBO like 4,000 times. I saw The Lost Boys so much that I wanted to be a fucking vampire. I did, because of the movie. I wanted to be the bad guys. And only because they were so cool. They were so cool. The vampire, I mean, maybe the drinking blood thing was a little much. I think drinking blood would have been a little bit out of my they'd be like, you're a vampire though, you got to drink it. I'm like, I know, but I don't want to. It's so gross. Yeah. I see you put, how about Deadpool? I can't be Deadpool. Those tight tights, with my big belly, there's no way I am getting into no Deadpool outfit ever. I I can't see it happening. I can't see it happening. I'll try to get into like a big giant pizza that I'm going to make myself. Actually, it's a great project. That's my costume. Will I actually do it? No. It's a lot of work. I'm busy. I'm like, it's a lot of work. I'm busy. But like every night, Christopher, every night, Chris, we jump down a rabbit hole. Not just to talk, but to remind you that there's crazy stuff out there. There's wild stuff out there. To remind you that there's buried history all around us. It's like the loudest roachy roach ever. Every hit is like a wind tunnel here. Which I think I'm getting hit by, like storms are coming up from Miami or coming up the coast. So I think we're going to get hit by some crazy weather. I got to double check. I got to double check the weather soon. I hear we might be getting an increase in rain. We need the rain. We need so much rain here in northern central Florida. Bring it on. I mean, I'm not like being like other people's rain. Bring it to us. Like, don't overdo it. But we could take some rain. My pond needs to be refilled. It is so barren. I mean, there's still water. I know, because there's bloody crocodiles. Only two. There's two crocs around it. And the turtles have started to leave because they need a bigger water source. So I need the rain. Bring the rain. I think the rain is coming. Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion. Okay. Love Eurythmics. Eurythmics were are. I mean, they still are, right? I'm getting to that age where I start saying people and they're like, no, we're, man. They're not, they're gone. I'm like, shut up. We're gonna fucking live forever. That's how it's gonna be. At least mentally in my head, I feel like we live forever. We're energy. And maybe I find my way back into another solid biological form. And I relearn everything. That's what it's all about. It's many times that we relearn, the many lessons we learn. As on top of lessons, we remember somehow with deja vu, or we remember with information that we just don't understand necessarily. It's like we're so good at something. Maybe we're already practiced. It's like some people pick up a bow and arrow, and on that first shot, bullseye. Some people pick up a bowling ball and just strike, 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 strike. Maybe not natural talent. Maybe it's learned talent. Maybe we've been here a lot, many times. Maybe a lot of things. I don't know. Maybe. Did I pack that again? I don't think so. Well, Sunday. This is going to be a busy week. Listen, I'm going to be like boom, 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 nonstop moving. Nonstop moving, I'm telling you. Nonstop. So that being said, uh, don't forget Friday night. Next Friday night, we have a big giveaway. We're going to be giving away the hat, the mini pipe, and whatever other crap I can come up with between now and then. And I will come up with some great crap. Ooh, I've got some posters of the endocannabinoid system. Yo, you're going to love this. I'll include a poster of the endocannabinoid system. Yeah, see? I'm a giver. So the hat, the pipe, a poster of the endocannabinoid system. You're probably like, I don't want a poster of the endocannabinoid. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You definitely do. And again, I just quickly want to say thank you to all the networks that are showing me live. Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, YouTube, of all places. YouTube. Facebook allows the broadcast, but not live, which is such a shame. Such a shame. It's such a shame. Tonight we're having an excellent smoke. A little cherry paloma, double banana, a little bit of gold flower, a little bit more gold flower. The deals have been amazing. $10 eighths. Yo. $10 RSO plus syringes. Yo. Look, I like a good discount and I like to pass it on. So if you're in Florida and you have a medical card, go check out Gold Flower Cannabis. You won't be disappointed. No, you won't. You won't. They spoil you. Just really beautiful prices and quality. Okay, moving on. I don't know what happened to the weekend. What happened to the week? I do not know. I do not know. Let's keep going. Because I think there's Project Looking Glass, the Montauk, a modified Sage radar dish. Let me see, but they won't tell you how it all goes together. Jump rooms with Project Pegasus. So attorney Andrew Basiago asserts that DARPA ran a 1960s, 1970s program called Project Pegasus with chronovisors and jump rooms, allowing participants to witness past or parallel events, parallel realities, multiple dimensions. Of course, the government says there are no records and there are witnesses, but the cited witnesses are no longer alive or they've been hidden or just disappeared. Also, there was remote viewing tech hybrids, they call it Cold War remote viewing Stargate program. Any of these things that interest you, look them up. Stargate program. Remember, they had a show about the Stargate, and you're dialing in to another dimensional time, another dimensional place, or another part of the galaxy, another planet, another Stargate. How real is it? Every one of these movies, it's like they're desensitizing us, so that if we do realize that it's real, or we do find out that something like this is reality, then we're like, oh, okay, 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 what? Aliens? Oh yeah, I figured. What do you mean you fucking figured? This is what they fucking told. They made it like it was no big deal. So I think a lot of times um, reality is shaped for us, where we are desensitized through movies, like the possibility of a meteor hitting us. Well, quite a few years ago, they came out with how many movies? There was like six. There was like six movies. By the time it was all done, there was like five or six different movies. End of the world, Armageddon, meteor hit, or or multi. Got to read between the lines, and they were really quite interesting. That being said, they were preparing us for something. They were preparing us in these multiple different movies that had multiple end of world scenarios. Uh, Be prepared, get high ground. Make sure that you have a bug out bag, and you know how to get the fuck out of Dodge. You should already be out of Dodge by the time something, but we don't know when something's going to happen. That's why I said, look, I feel like something big. I feel like something big is happening. It happening is happening. Um, I really do. I think there is. I'm looking for more notes. What the Vatican Apostolic Archive? No, I think something big is coming. And when I say I feel energy, um, do I feel it's bad? No, I don't feel it's good though. I don't feel it's good. I just feel like it's something we should be prepared. We should have bug out bags. We should have a place in the woods, a nice cabin that, you know, just out of the major cities. I think major cities are going to be a big deal, a big problem. And that's especially with the sign of the times. We are in a policed states. Our states are policed, and they are militarized. So these are not conspiracy. Um, these are not conspiracy. These are holy shit, real deal. Like real deal. This is militarized police states. I'm not going to get into it. I feel like it's something we need to pay attention to. We give up our rights very easily. We give up our freedoms very easily to local and state government laws, which are supposed to be for the people, by the people, not against the people. But it feels like a lot of these things that they read between the lines so that it I don't know, not profits. Not, profits is not the word. It benefits. So it benefits them no matter what the scenario might be. And I'm looping political and police kind of into the same structure. And I there's a sorry not sorry. I'm not sorry. I've seen too much corruption, and at a local level I've seen it, and how cops cover up for each other and other cops. So I believe they run a very difficult job, which is made more difficult by the attitude they portray. Attitude's everything. I think I remember police officers many moons ago were very kind, very understanding. That was part of their job. Part of their job was to be kind and understanding and diffuse situations. I don't feel like we're living in a time where situations are being diffused. Instead, they're like powder kegs. People are powder kegs. I don't know what got me into that. Um, okay, so there are different devices during the time of the chronovisor. So these are different blueprints that have surfaced before, after. So let's talk the light echo chronoscope. Light bounces, ultra fast lasers, plus S-Pad cameras can reconstruct scenes around corners from diffuse reflections, non line of sight imaging. Surfaces hold a short memory of photons. Turn it to fire. Build a room into a photonic trap. High Q metamaterial coatings, nested cavities, and time gated detectors. If you can stretch photonic dwell time from nanoseconds to milliseconds, you get a faint after image of moments ago. So, light echo chronoscope. Why it could be suppressed? Because even a few seconds of retrodiction rewrites forensics, security, accountability. Well, that's interesting. Big words. Next was the acoustic time mirror. Acoustic time mirror. In acoustics, time reversal mirrors exist. Record a wavefront, reverse it, and you can refocus energy back to the source. Old buildings are cavities. Some resonate for a long time. Turn it, let me see, bond piezo lattices to walls, floors, inject chirped infrasound, sample the impulse response, and then compute a time reversed playback. God, this is fucking big words. To refocus last vibrations. Couple that to a interferometric laser vibro. It's gonna kill my high. Big words like this are just gonna fuck me up. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's, so, anyways, a lot of big words, big words, big words. Uh, so a reconstruction of recent soundscapes. Okay, enough. This is hard. The Earth resonant Cepheric array, Wardenclyffe's shadow. The Earth ionosphere cavity rings, Schumann resonances, rings, lightning strokes, launch Cepherics. I don't know. They skim the globe. Okay, so there's lightning that skims the globe and goes all around the planet. That's what they're talking about. The skim of the globe. And in these energy waves, these lightning waves, kind of running at the Schumann resonance. We talked about the Schumann resonator. And so that holds energy and it holds time. That's interesting. So you wouldn't see faces, but you'd see detonations, mass movements of metal, sky bursts, maybe even distant heavy machinery, all as temporal spectrograms. Planetary stethoscope hears what nations swear never happened. Okay, so it pulls all. Wow, it's deep. I skipped a lot. I skipped a lot. There was a global mesh of ultra low noise ELF receivers, phase locked to an atomic standard. plus magnometer farms buried in basalt ingest the planet's hiss and invert it like a giant tomographic drum. You'd hear history. Okay. The entanglement echo probe. God, these are so deep. I'm just gonna read them. Entanglement probe. Now next, there's also a psi amplifier plus generative, like Montauk chair, Montauk quantumness reality. But there's so much. Uh, I can't even keep up. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Why this feels like they're hiding it. Why does it feel like they're hiding? Because information lingers, but never perfectly. The word keeps smudged copies of what just happened. With enough math, metal, and nerve, you can read some of those smudges. The line between forbidden tech and clever inversion is thin. If a working chronovisor existed, it would likely be one of the above. Not a television to Rome in 33 CE, but a ruthless partial window. Seconds to minutes, events not faces, probabilities not certainties, powerful enough to frighten institutions, imperfect enough to deny. Oh, that's deep. That's interesting. I like the way that was put. Let me see. Da, 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 da. So, other scientists during these times, and I'm trying to find the Russian guy. That's what I'm actually doing. I'm looking for the guy, the Kosov. I'm close. I am so close. I'm close. The guy with the mirrors, the Kosorov mirror. Kosorov! Yes! Oh, that was going to drive me nuts. It's like a song on the tip of your tongue, and you can't get it off. The Kosorov mirrors. This guy created like the chronovision, where you can see back to specific points of time by tuning it in using frequency, using echo of time. Okay, Kosarev, Dr. Kosarev also discovered shit astrophysics wise. Very, very genius. Okay, so other scientists we know, Nikola Tesla. We've spoken earlier of Royal Rife, Raymond Rife, the Rife microscope, the universal microscope that changed everything. And because of that, and frequency-based treatments for pathogens. His cancer treatments claims, unfortunately, were never validated by government agencies because they shut down everything. The FDA took everything and shut them down. Some researchers, though, still revisit bioresonance, and there is clinical proof. There is clinical proof that it works. Next one is William Reich, known for the Orgon energy accumulators and cloud busting experiments. Let me see. His stuff was seized and burned his equipment. So the FDA seized and burned his equipment. Come on. That sounds fishy, doesn't it? That sounds fishy. I'm just saying, it sounds fishy. Okay, so then moving on. Stanley Meyer, something they didn't bring up Kosarev. Stanley Meyer and the water fuel car. That was amazing stuff. And the guy ended up dying. Um, he said they're trying to kill me, and they did. Or I think he disappeared. There was another guy, and then there's Thomas Townsend Brown, electrogravitics, like the Brown effect experiments, the Byfield Brown effect. Worked under military contracts, and some of his reports were classified. Most testing shows the effect is ionic wind, but a small fringe still investigates gravity modification possibilities. Okay, interesting. Project MK Ultra, 1953, 1973, CIA mind control and psychoactive drug experiments. Records meaning they had experimented with maybe not physical time travel, but much like the chronovisor, much like the Kosarev mirrors. Eugene Malov, cold fusion, or how did I get into this? John Hutchinson, the Hutchinson effect, magnetics. Actually, the Hutchinson effect is one of the most incredibly built working devices, uh, where you put a small amount of power in and you're getting an incredible amount of power out. That's over unity. So it's breaking one of the laws of of nature, physics. Okay, let me see. There's more. Is there more? Is there more? Ooh, even older, 1900s. 1892, T. Henry Moray, radiant energy device. 1892 to 1974, claimed kilowatts from ambient radiant energy using a special solid state detector tube and large antenna ground. Dozens of witnesses were later, let me see, were cited. Let me see, there were, and they didn't have a patent issued. He had a book that was taken that was hidden. It's like the guy was buried. Everything the guy did from 1892 to 1974, and that was Henry Moray. So he lived till 1974, 1892. That was an older cat. So they shut him down. They shut him down. Radiant power machine. Many people verified. Next is Hans Kohler, Magnetstromaparat, and Stromerzegur. 1920s, 1940s. After World War II, British investigators wrote a BIOS report on Kohler's devices, alleged to output power without conventional source. He built a small model for them. The report documents the circuits and tests, but gives no validated physics. Modern replications are inconclusive, which keeps the maybe alive. The maybe alive. Hans Kohler. Kohler. Let me see how much power we got left in this thing. Oh, we don't have much. Oh, the Insta Chacha might be done in a moment. Okay. Let me see who else. Just a few more. Lester Hendershot, 1899, 1961. The fuelless motor. Hit front pages after demonstrations. Even drew aviation names like Lindenberg. Coverage said that this unit would run for hours with no obvious source. Let me see. And it was not debunked. It was not debunked. That's something. That is something. And that was, oh, next we got Herman Plausen, 1874, 1944. Atmospheric electricity power. Unlike others, Poulsen left concrete patents and a 1925 US patent describing hardware to harvest high voltage static from aerials, not from the vacuum, not zero point energy, but a real 1920s attempt at power from the air, which would be from the vacuum of the air, which would be zero point energy. Which I've always thought, why don't we just put a balloon high up enough? Harvesting that electrical current that is traveling around the earth. Okay. I made a science experiment as a kid about that. Two science experiments. I made one that was a fucking volcano. So it was early volcano detection for places where people live, and there's a highly possibility of these volcanoes re-erupting one day. Like the place that was covered, what was it? I don't even know what it's called right now. It'll come to me later on. I'll be like, yo, that's the name. But early volcanic detection kits, that was a science project of mine. And then air harvesting, electrical signals from upper ionosphere, Earth rotational, using the Earth's rotation as power. It's creating power. There's a way to harvest that, whether it be through a ambient weather technology or through it's like a plasma reaction through electrical conduits. So you have a negative positive um, to a charging bank of some sort, or an energy control module that sends it to charging banks. But in that, there's fluctuations of energy in the upper atmosphere, and as they move closer to each other, it creates a natural energy. Like you're collecting almost like a okay. I'm really high. We will talk about this at another time. Fucking science experiments as a kid. Actually, they did look good. I don't think they made much sense, but they did look good. Okay. Who else? I said Herman Plausen, Zero Point Energy, Walther Nurst, 1960. Proposed vacuum zero point energy conceptually. Let me see. A few physicists debated it, but there was no direct engine for it. That later theory is why Moray Kohler often get retro tagged as zero point energy. Okay, so very interesting stuff tonight. A lot of things we've talked about, and my brain is in la la land. Those hits of live rosin were really good. I felt like they were much stronger than I've had before like that. Very, very strong. So it's Sunday, huge week ahead of us. Huge week, like enormous week. So here's the thing. Friday, big giveaway. So Friday, we're giving away the hat, the tiny pipe, and I'm quite sure a bunch of other shit. Great stuff. Great stuff. And Friday will be the night before the grand opening of Goldflower in Lakeland, Florida. Randy Lanier is going to be there. If you want to meet Randy Lanier, awesome dude. He's part of freedomgrow.org. Again, freedomgrow.org. There you go. Fantastic. Okay, so freedomgrow.org. And it's getting people with cannabis convictions out of jail. If they did other shit, they're staying there. But if it's really just cannabis and cannabis transport, uh, come on, it's cannabis. So, a great organization, freedomgrow.org. And also, we want to send out a shot to Rob Harmon. Rob Harmon, Veterans Cannabis Care. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Rob Harmon, Veterans Cannabis Care, working over at Marijuana Express MD in Orlando. They do free veterans cards the last Tuesday of every month. They do pay the doctor, they pay the state, and they do this through donations. So if you're ever interested in donating or helping Rob Harmon, you can reach out to him directly on the Facebook or on the Linky Winkies on the LinkedIn. The Linky Winkies. You'll be like later on, you'll be like, what are the Linky Winkies? What is Linky Winkies? LinkedIn. Okay. All that being said, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for smoking and toking and talking and listening and opening your authentic energy to the world around you. Thank you. Because as a group, we're pretty powerful. As a group, we are the magic. We are a magical wave of change. We are a magical wave of happening. That's what we are. And I've enjoyed y'all's vibes as well. Many topics, and I told you about the grand openings. I mention the Three Eye Atlas. Look this up. It's not a comet. It's like a big mothership coming our way. Okay, I think I mentioned it earlier. Three Eye Atlas. That's what it's called. Look it up. You'll find out some crazy shit. Okay. Look, we make change happen. We think about it together, we think about it in a direction, and things happen. Things change. So all the people that weren't on the show this evening, sending out positive energy, sending out the grandest of things in your direction. As always, Frank, Chicago Frank, is it Chicago Frank? We got Chicago Danny, we got Frank Griswold, so we got wait, oh, my brain. So Frankie, we're always sending out goodness to you. Um, and to you and yours, sending out the absolute best. And to Eric and Adam and my brain is not, it's not, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Insta Chacha is going to shut down at any second. Listen, y'all have a great night. Catch us Friday, Sunday, Wednesday. This Wednesday, I'll be reminding you about the big giveaway on Friday. Big giveaway on Friday. Tell everybody about it. I'm telling you, no, maybe you don't want people to win. Maybe you don't want anybody to show up. Maybe you want the chances to be very, because you have to be present to win. You have to be here. And I have a very ridiculous system of people winning, but people win. People win. People win. That being said, I do need to get things in the mail. Okay. Okay. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing energy. Thank you for being energy. Thank you. And and thank you for coming from the many different networks, Facebook and YouTube, and I'm really excited about the whole YouTube thing working. That's great. And the Twitch followers, thank you. And Kick and Rumble, I don't know. Do people come from the Kick and Rumble? Do they kick and rumble their way here? Do you do? I don't even know how I'm signed up on those things, but I am. Oh, I am. You're all amazing. Have a great night. Have a great week. Look, this is going to be amazing. Big energy week. Lakeland, grand opening. If you're in Florida and you can come, there's going to be specials and special people. Oregonji will be there. Or one of the Oregon. But no, I'm excited. Love grand openings. I think this is going to be an exciting week. That being said, come. Rock and roll. Fantastic. That's what I say. That's what I say. All right, have a great night. Ciao. Oh, Friday, Sunday, Wednesday. Catch us. We'll be on Wednesday, and then Friday, and then Sunday again. Okay. It's like such tiny print. So this is I always try to share my Insta Cha, and in that, it says write a caption. I never know how to write a caption because really, can you minimize it? A fantastic community, but more than that, the energy is universal. You're all amazing. You all create the vibe that makes it so special. Okay. And then I share it. And that's my caption. Oh. Oh. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just still here. I'm still here. The Insta Cha is done, and the battery's about to. This is good. That's some fire. It's like it was meant to be. It's like the ending song. I thought it was going to cut out at any moment. It's like amazing. Look, this is the end of the night song, end of the night energy. This is how we bring in the week, yo. This is a fire. Yes, that was excellent. I enjoyed that. I thought it was going to be like a 10-second excerpt. Didn't realize it was going to go that long. That was fantastic. I may replay that later. That was just that was a good jam. That was one of those things that just kind of got, kept that mood going, got that fire going for the week. But that's what it is. You need that fire for the week. You need that energy. We all do. And guess what? You already have it. It's you. You are that energy. You are that fire. You are that magic of life. I say it all the time. You just have to tune into that frequency of knowing. You need to tune into that frequency of belonging. That's why I tell salespeople, when you open the door and you're going into a business to sell them, as you open that door, you say, I belong here. But say it in your head. Don't say it out loud because that's a little strange. But say it in your head. I belong here. As you open that door, and as you do, you will glow. You will glow with belonging in that place. It's the same thing in life. You've got to feel that. You've got to open up that frequency of knowing. Open up that frequency of confidence, of understanding that this is how it's going to flow. Yes, that's life. That's the week. That's what we've got coming at us right now. That kind of energy. Look, look, look. When we talk again Wednesday, there's some crazy shit happening. There is crazy shit happening, and you're going to be like, oh my God, Oren is right. Oren is 100% right. Crazy week. I don't know if the craziness is going to be this week. It could be like in a couple weeks. But I feel this week is very, very powerful, very energetic. That being said, good night.